Their drawings hold a really special place in people's heart, I think. And, you know, at the exhibition opening that I had, I even had, you know, a woman crying, just saying that she just felt so much love and joy when she was looking at the work, that it really affected her. The drawings have been received so beautifully. It's just been incredible. They've flown all over the world, you know, from New York to Japan to the Netherlands to London, everywhere, Canada. The series came about actually during a really, really crazy time. A lot of pressure. I had a show booked in Melbourne at a gallery, an amazing gallery, and you know the deadline was approaching, and I was wanting to do a completely different body of work, but it was not working out. I was trying and trying, and it was super frustrating. And that this deadline was coming, and so I ended up actually calling the curator and saying, I just don't think I can have this show, and she was amazing because she said, well, no, you've got to, you know, I'm going away for a couple of weeks, just have time to think about it, you know, you can do it. And in that time, I think I really got quite anxious, and it was a really intense time. But I think through the process of that, I started meditating, and the idea of these drawings came to me in a place where I was sort of freaking out, but learnt to sort of incorporate a completely new way of working, which was introducing meditation and calm into my studio. And it was the beginning of actually approaching my work in a really sort of a different way than I'd done before. Directly from the experience of making them. I think because I was going through such a sort of internally frustrating time, and, you know, working towards, you know, trying to, you know, make it a positive experience. I was looking and reading a lot about alchemy, you know, turning base metal into gold, you know, and making something that's not worth something, making it valuable, and shifting things from fear, which I was going through a lot of fear about whether I could do it or not, and then turning it into love. And I was meditating a lot, so that, you know, one of the drawings is called Meditate. And I think, you know, the Alchemist is about that magical process of transmuting and transforming something from, you know, into something beautiful from something that's, you know, not. And then the healer, you know, it's a really, you know, self process of I was looking into, you know, the properties of healing and transforming and alchemizing. So they're all sort of interwoven into those titles. My process is, you know, the detail of the work that I do is hours and hours of, you know, time in the studio, which, you know, I usually actually start off that process with a walk with my dogs, and then I go into the studio and I'll probably meditate for a little bit just to center myself. So the intensity of the studio process is, I think, The hours of, doing the work, and there's a lot of solo time. There's a lot of energy that runs through me when I do these works. So I find that the intensity of it is the hours that I do. It's like musicians recording in the studio. There's something that happens when the red light in the studio goes on. It gets intense, and I think that that's what brings things to life in a really beautiful way, because it's like a recording of it. And I find that is how I feel the studio is for me, sort of like a recording studio. So it's not just a relaxed kickback thing for me. It's like that's where I get out of the studio, and I try to live life and have that relaxing element. And then when I go in there, it's on and it's intense, and it's about getting the work done and at a highest standard that I can, and the integrity and the connection, and yeah.